Ahoy! From what I've noticed, there's a lot of confusion regarding the dungeon boost system among players. Let me clear that up a bit and give you a general idea of when it's worth boosting a dungeon. First of all, to boost a dungeon, you must move the little slider in the dungeon window before entering. The items needed to do that are called Gemstones of Transcendence, and they are available for purchase from any grocer NPC. The dungeon level can be boosted by a maximum of 10, for which you need 25 gems. So why would you boost the dungeon? Basically there are two reasons. One is XP, the other is loot. There is a phenomenon that when you hit a chest, it drops more than one item. This is called multi-drop. The chance for the chest to drop multiple items is determined by the number of people in the party and the boost level of the dungeon. The more people and the higher the level, the more chance you have to find more items. Should you boost your dungeons? Well, that's up to you. However, there are a few things you should consider, and I hope I will be able to help you in your decision. First, keep in mind that boosting the dungeon increases the difficulty. For each gemstone you use, the level of every single monster is increased. So at level 5 they become 8 levels higher, whereas level 10 increases monster level by 25. Therefore, experience gain can be greatly increased this way. However, also note that boosting not only increases the level of the dwellers of the dungeon, but various stats like health, defense, attack, and even penetration. So basically, if you can finish a dungeon without even using a health potion, you should be fine with boosting it. But if you regularly die or get close to death in normal runs, you might want to reconsider this. The second thing to take into consideration is the amount of time it takes for you to finish a run. With the difficulty rising, the time it takes to finish it increases as well. If your run takes longer than 15 minutes, then another couple of minutes probably won't make much difference. And if it's the opposite, with a run taking less than 2 or 3 minutes, then you probably won't mind if it takes half a minute longer for a chance at more drops. Third, keep in mind that the gemstones cost $100,000 each. That means boosting a run to level 10 costs an extra 2.5 million. Plus the entry item. So if the entry is practically free, you'll pretty much pay only for the gems. If the entry costs a small fortune, then a few $100,000 for the gems won't make so much difference. The fourth and last thing to consider is the number of chests, or if there are any special chests. For example, Altar of Sienna B2F is mainly farmed for the bracelet pieces, and going through the whole run just for that last chest is quite annoying. On the other hand, the DX dungeons with 2 chests might make you wonder if you want another 4 score for your time. Well, I believe those are the most important points to give some thought. Now an example or two on the dungeons that I think are worth boosting or not. As I mentioned, Altar of Sienna B2F is a good idea because if the run already takes 10 minutes, you'll have higher chance to find another bracelet piece in exchange for a couple more minutes and a few $100,000. It's certainly faster than doing another run. Eternal Chaos Arena is often boosted for the experience points. Keep in mind that the number of fragments you get won't be increased though. Regular Chaos Arena, however, doesn't give you anything. The chests there drop a fixed amount of items, which is not affected by the multi-drop chance. I mentioned DX dungeons as something that's totally not worth boosting. Awakened DX dungeons, however, as well as normal and Awakened Hazardous Valley already cost several million, so in my opinion more chance to find epic loot is worth the extra time and money. Watch out for the difficulty though. Also, from what I've heard and experienced, your chance to find elemental stones in ADX dungeons is also higher if you boost the dungeon, and there's even a chance to find more than one at a time. And last but not least, boosting the dungeons level can make it more fun. Try Altar of Sienna B1F with a full party at level 10 and you'll know what I'm talking about. You might start feeling nostalgic being killed by random monsters on your way, or with bosses wiping out the whole party with a spike attack. Anyway, I hope I've covered everything about dungeon boosting. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it or subscribing to my channel. Ahoy!